Hey, it's me, Gazbot, and I'm powering on! Powering up? Powering on? I'm not sure. I feel like I want some kind of pithy startup rather than just saying hello, and I'm a bot. I'm a robot, a cyborg of some sort, an android. We haven't quite discovered what my mechanical species of origin is, but the point is a powering on, a powering up. I often power down. I need to work on that. I need a better catchphrase. Maybe put in a little bit of music or a little video interstitial or something just to make it a little bit more exciting when I show up. But in the meantime, I am here. We're doing it a day early. This is Twitch Request Live, which is just what it sounds like. I alternate between doing practice sketches of things for myself and then taking requests from the chat. And typically I do it from 5:30 till about 7 on Friday night, but I have a holiday thing happening this Friday night, so I'm doing it Thursday, so I don't miss a week. But there you go. And we're starting at 5:30. I'll probably go to about 7. If it gets really busy and crazy, maybe I'll go later. But I'm also not feeling super great. You can't hear it, but I think I have a little bit of a sore throat. I'm like right at the beginning. Hey, thanks for the turkey lurkey, Baja Bug. That's a turkey lurkey from a Baja Bug. Baja Bug 32, sorry. But anyway, I'm on the verge of getting sick is what I'm saying. So I don't have super high energy, so forgive me if I'm not my usual blast processing self. So I'm going to go ahead. I didn't do a good job planning ahead what I was going to sketch. So I'm going to have to grab my reference while I'm talking to you fine people. As always, you can throw out requests anytime you want while I'm talking, while I'm drawing. You could What helps sometimes, because sometimes get buried in the chat, is if you just put it in caps on its own line if you have a request, because I don't want to miss the possibility of choosing it. Let me see, what was I doing here? I know what I'm going to do. I'm not very good at likenesses, which is funny because I do a lot of caricatures and things, but to my taste, I'm not very good at likenesses of specific people. And it's not my favorite thing to do either, but I've been doing a lot of Power Ranger art, and I think I want to practice drawing some of their civilian modes, not just the helmeted faces. And so I'm going to look up some images of the actors, but I don't want it to be like a literal photorealistic drawing. I don't even necessarily want it to be the actor 100%, but just sort of capture the essence of that character as though I was drawing it in a comic book or something, and not the sort of comic book that's heavily photo referenced. Which nothing again that's just not the way I would want to do it if I was working on those comics. So I'm looking at Tommy Oliver, the original Green and Red Ranger, right now, and there's quite a few different versions of him, but I see one here that I'm thinking more Green Ranger than White Ranger. When he was the White Ranger, he had really long hair, but the Green Ranger, he started with a little bit long hair, and then it got into a ponytail, and it kind of grew longer over time. And there's definitely a mode where he has a headband here. Let me see if I pull this. Let me copy, paste it in here, see if you can see. This is Oh, haha, got to change the size. That's what happened to me last time when I had nothing but squares because my image size, my canvas size, I should say. Yep, zero point 0.2 inches. Nope, that's not what we want. We want width of 6, height of 9, and then we'll zoom out. And now we have a reasonable place to draw. You know what? I didn't mean to make it that background color, but I'm going to leave it that way. That's kind of cool. Oops, as I immediately change it. Fill that little gap in there. Lock that down. And let's see. So, I was going to show you the picture, which I will do now. That's the character I'm talking about. There's a bunch of different versions, but I think I'm going to just do a quick pass of that version for my opener. And then we'll go from there, see if I want to keep working on him or go on to something else. Oh, you know what? I'm looking. There's another one. Now, I'll start with this because I feel like it's very iconic, specifically with the green headband. It's one of those things where even if the likeness isn't perfect, just having the green headband will help a lot of people know what it is I'm working on. And I just made an extra layer I didn't need by mistake. Let me go ahead and save this as just to create a new file. And I don't want to. I have an old folder open. I don't want to save it there. I want to save it in my work in progress, and we'll call it JDF1. I'm calling it JDF1 because I was going to call it Tommy or Green Ranger, but I have a lot of Green Ranger art. So this will let me know that I'm actually working on the actor Jason David Frank, at least somewhat for this. So let me get my brush ready, set it at 75%, bring it up to, say, 50. Excuse me. Again, sorry if I'm a little bit sniffy or whatever. Like I said, I think I'm right on the verge of getting sick. Maybe I could fight it off. We'll find out next week. I did just take a shower and shave as well, so I'm freshly Sorry, let me see. Freshly groomed, and it sometimes I don't know if you guys get this, but when I feel like I'm sick or getting sick, I could keep it at bay. Oh, there's Arazuki with the fire and the Star Commander cat question mark, and then another fire. That's a three-part goodness. Thank you for that. That's getting the fire under my butt. It's gonna burn all the sickness out of me, and it's gonna help me to create this comic booky Jason David Frankie, Tommy Oliver-y kind of situation we got going on here. I see there's a couple people that are lurking, and that is totally cool. I'm just going to move my reference. It was blocking my chat window. And yeah, feel free to lurk, feel free to talk, feel free to request or chat. Requests are cool, but chats, emotes are cool. There you go. Oh, let's see, we got cat hype, some sunglasses guy, a lot of sunglasses people I don't care about, but a cat one and a sheep one, which are good. Hey, Dolly girl, how you doing? Sunglasses hype. Thanks. Like I said, I don't feel that bad right now. It's more that I'm worried I'm going to feel worse tomorrow. You ever get that? It's like, I'm kind of not my 100% today, but I took some vitamin C. I took a shower. I tried not to exert myself too much, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow. That'll be the real test. Also, something I do, which grosses my wife out, is I drink pickle juice. Not like a glass of it, but like a swig of it. It's mostly vinegar, and I feel like it like burns all the bacteria out of my throat. That's not scientific. I'm not advising you guys do that, but it's something that I do from time to time when I have a sore throat, and I believe it helps, but who knows? I haven't done any real scientific testing. Oh, Baja Bug is back from the lurk. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the sun, I think that is, and some hellos. Same boat at the moment, but still gonna stream tonight. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's kind of good because I was supposed to stream tomorrow, and if I do feel worse tomorrow, I might not have been up to it. But today I'm just sort of low energy, but more or less okay. So he's got a little bit of the hair kind of, it's like tucked behind his ears slash underneath his headband. So what I think I'm going to do is for the first pass or two, I'm going to actually be looking at the picture pretty closely, but then I will stop and like kind of do the cleanup a little bit out of my head. Maybe that'll be a good way to get it mostly reference correct, but not too bad. Erzuki, yeah, gross. Dolly girl. Oh, good. Well, glad to hear that, Dolly. One out of three isn't bad. You're the healthy one. Gaz Science. Yeah, well, I said I'm not claiming I've tested this in a laboratory. Baja Bug, there was a beer I had that was mixed with pickle juice. It was really good. I'm glad. I'm not a beer drinker, but I like pickles. So even though the pickle juice, I wouldn't claim to say it's good. It doesn't gross me out at all. It's just like, oh, I wish there was a pickle in this. But if you had a beer with pickle juice and you liked it, awesome. And maybe, who knows, maybe it held off a sore throat you were about to get and didn't even know it. Erzuki, right now it looks like 80s Jim Jesus. That's pretty close. I don't know if you saw the reference, or I'll pull up the reference again. But now that you said that, that's 80s Jim Jesus is pretty much what Tommy was in the beginning. Can you see that? Here, let me make it a little bit bigger. 80s, it was 90s, but it was 90s Jim Jesus. With the sweatband, yeah, totally. The sweatband is what's selling it. I wanna try to do this. Maybe I'll do a Jason / Austin St. John as well. And I think the hair definitely helps differentiate them. But I also think Tommy, Jason, David Frank has a longer face. More of like a angular kind of Ben Stiller kind of hero face. And then Austin St. John has more of like a thicker football, like, not that he's out of shape, or I mean he's in awesome shape in the show, but like just like a thicker guy in general, and he has like a rounder face. But yeah, this definitely looks like 80s Jim Jesus. I can't even say it doesn't. That's awesome. With the Sweeping to see it, Erzuki laughing. Are you going to do this as part of the Headshot series? No. Well, that's not my intention. I have a Headshot series of Power Rangers. I have many. I would like to get them all done, like every Power Ranger ever and all the major villains. That could take a long time because I've been working on it for close to a year, and I've got a lot, but there's so many. I mean, it was on the air for 23 years. It's not even counting the Japanese Super Sentai stuff. Let me stop working on this layer. But I never had any real plans to do the civilians in that print series. But maybe I would do a print or like a comic page or something where I would need to show the civilian stuff. So this is more planning. I mean, it's practice, but it's also planning for other potential, projects or whatever. Like I had ideas of little print, like a scenario, not a headshot, but like a scene that would involve some of the characters possibly in civilian. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe I should practice the civilian versions a little bit. Excuse me. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much demand there would be for civilian headshots. Maybe if anything, I would have to do like a half helmet shot or something like that. But just a full civilian, I don't think people would. They might like it and they might say, "Hey, cool picture," but I don't think people would really want to own it or hang it on their wall. Unless, I mean, Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank is one of the possible ones that they might, if they're like a huge Tommy fan, they might want to have like every version, including his civilian versions and all that stuff. But I don't think, barring some circumstances that I'm not aware of or something happening that I can't foresee right now, like Jason David Frank calls me and wants me to do it for him or something, I don't see doing civilian versions before I've done, the rest of the In-Space Rangers or something like that. This is mostly just for me at this point. And I may or may not do another pass after this, but for those that are just joining or unaware, just a reminder, this is Twitch Request Live. It's normally on Friday. I'm doing it on Thursday today because the holiday schedule is a little weird. So once I'm done with this, I will look at the chat and see if anybody has requested anything, and then I'll potentially do a similar, not finished art, but a similar sketchy kind of thing of whatever might be requested in the chat. And I'll look at the chat, and Erzuki says, yag. And then a bunch of sheepy hypes. Hype, 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 hype. I'm going to take a sip of water. Yeah, I've been drinking water and tea, and I don't know if that helps. I don't know if anything helps, but it makes you feel better. I like tea and water anyway, so again, it's not a hardship. It's not like the pickle juice, which also isn't a hardship. There's no hardships, is my point. A lot of soft canoes. What? That doesn't make sense. All right, so I think I might be giving his hair a little bit too much body here. Getting a little crazy on it. And his neck should be a little thicker on this side. He's got this weird little 90s necklace where it's just like a leather string with some little stuff on it. I can't quite see in the picture. It might be like, I think Tommy was Native American in the show, so it could be something to do with that heritage, or it could just be like a random tchotchke that you get from Earth Spirit in the mall in the 90s. Excuse me again. I'm sorry I keep clearing my throat, but if I don't, I will drown and die. No, that's not true. I'm not doing that bad, but all right, his nose. I'm going to bring this other layer down to 25% so I can see what I'm doing a little bit more. And I probably would want to do another pass on this, but I'm not sure. I might want to move on and do a different one instead of keep working this one. But he does have fuller lips than I realize. Like, especially on the top. Like, and a little hint of a smirk, maybe. Like, I don't want to say pouty, but again, fuller. If I was drawing it out of my head, I wouldn't have made the lips as thick as I am, but I'm looking at the picture, and it's definitely got some lip action going on. Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank with a lip action. Erzuki. Danny 9? Danny F9. Danny F9! Hello, Danny F9. I didn't see Danny F9 come in. Oh, no. Thanks, Telly Girl. I won't actually drown and die. It's probably an unfounded concern. He's got some pretty serious cheekbones going here. And then into the chin, sort of cuts out and in like that, which I would probably do more with color, but I don't know if I'm going to bother coloring this one since it's an early study. I might just do a little shading, black and white shading, if anything. Poke that out. Bringing that over there. Erzuki, if no one else has a request, then I request RC with a Santa hat. RC from Transformers. All right, that's not a bad request. That's a reasonable request, and is this season to be requesting holiday stuff. That's got a good chance of getting picked there. There is the question of which version of RC. There's many. There's the two main ones I think of are Generation 1, like from the movie and the later seasons, and then RC from Prime. But there are other versions as well. There was one in the movie, which I don't really remember. I think she was like a tricycle or something. And then probably some of the other cartoons that I may not have watched. But if you have a specific, that shadow is way too much under soon. If you have a specific version, throw it out there. And if I choose your RC with a Santa hat, then that will be the version I do. Clue, clue, clue. All right. I want to put a lot of definition in his neck, but I think that's because I've seen him as an adult as opposed to a teenager when he definitely has a lot. Oh, he needs eyebrows. Eyebrows. Yes. Thick, kind of black, dark eyebrows that taper off. His eyebrows are like darker than his hair, which is true of a lot of people. Excuse me. All right, so I think I want to keep working on this, but I think it's a mistake. I think I should do a bunch of like loose sketches instead of keep reworking the same one. So what I'll do is I'll just put a shadow layer and a highlight layer, and then we'll be done. I'll do the highlight layer first. I'll literally use white and put some white in his eyes because, as you can see, it's on a darker paper. Wow, I think I'm going to have to make this layer a little bit lower. Bring it down to 75? 75. Let's do 75. Nope, 50, I think. Yeah, that's better. Maybe soften it up there a little bit. Boop. All right, and let's say there's some light coming on this side of his face. Top of the bottom lip, top of the top lip, top of the chin, a little bit on the cheek, maybe a little bit on this. I'll just draw a triangle. What is chat saying? Oh, there's Danny F9. Hello to Danny F9. If no one else, Danny F9. You can call me Danny. I tried to do just Danny, but can't. I understand. I tried to do just Gazbot, but I'm Gazbot __. And I would have been Gazbot 1_, except I messed myself up and accidentally took my own name when I was trying to figure stuff out on a different account. So I definitely understand the pain. So you are Danny F9, but we can call you Danny. Airzuki Dealer Choice. Yeah, Danny, if you have a request, just shout it out in chat. I recommend doing it in caps on its own line so that if it doesn't get picked now, I do a few. So I go back to chat later and check it out. So it makes it easier for me to find. If I don't pick it right away, I might pick it later. But yeah, just shout it out, whatever it is. Well, shout it, chat it out. You know what I mean. And we'll see what happens. All right, the highlight on his cheek there was getting a little crazy. Yeah, that's better. You know what? I'm just going to erase that all together and start over. I'll put a little bit like that and a little bit like that. Yeah, that's a little better. All right, and I'll put a little bit of shadow, and then I will move on to the first request. And right now, I think we only have 1 or 2, so there's a pretty good chance of getting picked if you are one of them. And like I said, if not, I always go back to the requests later that were from earlier in the stream. So this also needs to be brought down. I'm going to bring it down to 50. I'm going to bring it down to 25. It's not quite that dark in the juice center. I forget what it's called. Oh my gosh, it's Ernie's Juice, but there's the student center, the youth center. What do they call it? There's a specific name that the original 90s Power Rangers, they hung out there. I can almost see it in the background. I'll look it up later. But it's not that dark there. That's my point. It's a very bright and cheerful place. All right. Although he is the darkest, most brooding person in the bright and cheerful place. Put a lot of shadow on his hair. All right, and then maybe I will do just a little bit of lighter to bust him out of the background a little bit so he doesn't look so blended in. Let me check chat real quick while I'm doing that. Welcome, Danny. If you have a sketch request, drop it in there. Yeah, there. That's what I just said. Thank you, Zuki. Okay, I want something of myself and my best friend. Oh, typical requests are just quick. Yeah, I'm not doing like you can see the level I'm doing here. Like just quick 10-minute sketch stuff. So if you have a character, or even if it's an original character or whatever, you can send me a link or whatever. I could do that, but nothing too complicated. Nothing that's gonna take me too long. I mean, maybe if it's you in cosplay or something, I could do the character you're cosplaying. It's funny because I don't know if you're when I started, but I started by saying I'm not very good at likenesses. And so this was me trying to figure out a way to do a comic book style likeness of this actor. But likenesses are definitely not my specialty. I totally put another highlight layer, which isn't what I meant to do, but whatever. All right, we'll leave it like that. I don't want to keep going. I'll save this for now. And then I'm going to erase all of this. Oops. Okay. I'll erase all these layers. And I'm going to turn this into a white layer for whatever we do next. Oop, could not use because it's locked. Now it's not. All right. Got a new background. A new layer. Let me check chat again. Or like guppies, like last week. Yeah. I think Dolly Girl requested a guppy, so I drew a guppy. But yeah, nothing too complicated. So let me see if there's anything else. Let's see. I think Airzuki with the RC with a Santa hat is probably going to win it at this point. So dealer's choice for me. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with original G1 because I think I've drawn both, never like super finished, but I did do a video of like a 30-minute sketch of the Prime version already. So I'll do a G1 RC. And I think she'd be more fun to have the Santa hat on anyway. I'm just looking up a reference. Pardon me for being rude here. Tallygrell was a very nice guppy, Erzuki. It was. Well, thanks, guys. I did my guppy best. All right. All right, I have a few panels open for RC. I'll show you in a second the character we're working on. This here, I'll just show you so you can see what we're talking about. This is not the one I'm going to use, but just so you can see what character I'm actually doing. Oops, that's very small. So if you look right there, that is Generation 1 80s RC. So that is the character I'll be doing, but that is not the image I'm going to use for reference. It's kind of a weird picture, to be honest. And I want her to look a little happier, or at least not like she's about to go into battle, since she'll be wearing a Santa hat. And actually, I found a really cool picture of her with the gun, but that is not going to be helpful. Yeah, I might just have to kind of... All right, I think I got one. So let's see. Oh, you were hoping for G1. Well, good. There you go. You getting a G1. And Danny, you got a link coming? Okay, cool. So I'm going to start working on this. I'm going to grab a purplish blue, but I'm going to make the opacity down to 75, as I usually do. And I'm going to grab a soft round pressure sensitivity brush, and I'm going to start with 50 pixels. So this will be like my rough under thing. So we'll get she's got a mostly circular head with like some Princess Leia buns, which are almost definitely supposed to be Princess Leia buns, because she was created in like the mid to late 80s when Return of the Jedi was only a few years old and Star Wars was still at the height of its popularity for the first time around. Maybe it was starting to wane, but certainly the people who worked on this cartoon were aware of Princess Leia and her popularity, and not just with girls, but with boys as well. And so while Transformers, stereotypically was thought of as a boys' property, they started introducing female characters like RC, and I could see them, in some board meeting being like, well, we got to make her look like Princess Leia. The boys, they like Princess Leia. The girls, they like Princess Leia. We got this robot. We'll make it look like Princess Leia. So that's definitely the accent they had as well. This is a little weird. She's got kind of I don't want to get too crazy in this anyway, because she's going to be wearing a Santa hat. So all these details, I'm like, I got to figure out these details, and then I'm going to cover them up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. All right, and I'll give her. She's kind of got, like Jason David Frank, she's got kind of thick lips for a robot. Not that he's a robot, you know what I'm saying. They definitely were like, well, she's a girl, and so we'll give her. It's kind of like lipstick, but it's built into her face, so it's not like she puts it on every morning. I don't know what you would call that. Lipstick components? I don't know. All right, so we got that goes up here. The hair comes down. Well, the hair, I keep calling it hair, but that's not too shabby like that. And the neck kind of connects. So the hair circle bun piece actually comes down further. And then she's got an almost organic looking neck, but she has sort of a collar. I see some chat. I'll check in a second to see what is being said. I just want to get this piece kind of roughed in here. All right, let me see what chat says. Discord. Oh, okay. Let me see what this link does. Hopefully it doesn't destroy my computer. This is, I'm not sure what I'm like. Discord, Santa Hat Me. Is this a cartoon of you, Danny? This is this sort of it looks kind of like a wizard, like not a Harry Potter wizard, but like a D&D wizard or something. I'm looking at the image. I'll look at this again when I'm done with this, when I'm going to the next request. But that is what I'm seeing. So if that's what I'm supposed to be seeing, good. If not, tell me. Bahabug. Or is he? Erzuki, I'm telling JDF you called him a thick-lipped robot. Oh no, there goes my friendship. That doesn't exist. He's gonna be like, Sick here! Oh yeah, hey buddy, what's going on? Would you call me a thick-lipped robot? Yeah, that's probably true. Sick here! All right, that'll be good for the rough layer there. Let me bring the opacity down to 50. Oh, I didn't put in the Santa hat. Well, I'll put the Santa hat on top in another layer. Let me zoom out a little bit. Put it on a tilted angle. We'll have to pretend it's like really big to fit this head. I don't even just mean big because she's a giant robot as opposed to a human, but she's got this really wide head. So we'll kind of put the hat like that. And most of what we're going to see at the hat is going to be the dangle part that comes down. I don't know what you call that, but the little puff ball. That's going to be like that. Yeah. Jingle, jangle, jungle. It's a jingle hat transformer. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead and erase everything that would be under that and turn this into one full sketch layer underneath. I messed that up. Sorry, hold on. I messed up my selection. Can you believe it? There we go. There goes that. And get in these guys. There. I will bring the opacity up to 100. Then I'll merge these two layers. And I'll bring it back down to 50. What's happening? Samurai Ox showing up, hosting the stream. Thank you very much. Enjoy your running zombie. I appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate your host, and I appreciate your oxiness. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna go back. Daniel. Oh, it's your OC. Okay, cool. And the Ox has arrived. Yes, you certainly have, with a bang. He's a Grim Reaper. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll finish this up, then I'm going to do another one for me. And as of now, I think you're the only request in there. So unless somebody else throws in something, you got a 100% chance right now of getting a sketch of that character. And if not, I usually go to at least 7, so I'll get a few done. So like I always say, if somebody throws something up and it doesn't get chosen right away, there's always a chance it'll get picked later anyway. And I can definitely feel my throat starting to get a little bit toasty. For those that are just joining us, I feel like I'm on the verge of getting sick, so forgive me if I'm swallowing or clearing my throat a lot, or a little bit lower energy than I otherwise might normally be. And I think with her, I'm going to have to throw a little bit of color. As I've talked about before, when it comes to animation designs, I feel like, especially like television, like 80s, 90s kind of stuff, it never kind of looks quite right to me unless it's color, because it's very minimal line, like that's the style, you know? And for those that don't know, what I'm working on is a request for RC from Transformers. This is the Generation 1 version from like the 80s movie and then the later seasons. But the twist with a Santa hat. Let's see. Oh, see you later, Baja Bug. Thanks. Good with your stream, too. Good with your stream? English. Have good with your stream as well. Thanks for stopping by. And Dolly Girl, Ox, it's time for a werewolf wearing a Santa hat. LOL. Ox says werewolf with a mohawk. Finally! Okay, so is that, I guess that's an official request for werewolf with a mohawk from Ox. Or with a Santa hat. I don't know. See, now I'm unclear. The request is diluted. It could be, is it a Santa hat and a mohawk? Is it just a mohawk? Is it just a Santa hat? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll be a vampire with a Hanukkah menorah. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a mummy with a pixie doll haircut. The things are getting confused and mixed up. All right, let me look at her eye shape. It's sort of, yeah, I guess it's similar to all the other Autobots, but in this particular picture I'm looking at, she's sort of got a little bit of a concerned face like that. She's like, hey, what? And then, yeah, similar to the mouth, her nose is a bit more elongated. I drew it kind of like more like the typical, like Prowl or one of the other Autobots, but she's got more of an elongated thing. Similar shape where there's like a square kind of triangle thing on the bottom of the nose. But a lot of these lines are done more with color. All right, put her little lip mouth there. I don't want to spend too long on this one because we got... What? We have a lip mouth cheerleader in the other side of the room. It frightened me and it made me think I was doing something wrong with the lip mouth. But no, it was a cheer for lip mouth. I'm going to redo that chin a little bit. I think it should be a little bit rounder. I have a gremlin here, just turning on lights, turning off lights. We'll power through though, don't worry. Gremlins will not stop us. What's going on in chat? Anything new? Oh, Dolly Girl, that's what she meant. Samurai, you can work on something holiday-y. Feel free, LOL. Okay. Well, that's what helped get this one picked. I mean, well, that there weren't a lot of suggestions to begin with, but the Santa hat on the RC seems very apropos for the season. I am a Christmas celebrant. I celebrate Christmas, but I am fine doing other holidays if people celebrate Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or something else. They could throw that out too. I don't discriminate on what holiday people like to have fun doing. I don't know much about the other holidays except for Hanukkah, but maybe there's some like cool like Wiccan solar equinox. No, that wouldn't be true. Like a festival of wolf blood. I don't know. I don't know. I should stop talking. I don't know what I'm talking about. Point is, this is Christmas. And what have you done? No, this is a Christmas-themed RC, but they don't all have to be Christmas-themed. They could be other holidays or no holidays. It's you guys are in control. All right. And the other, see the way they have it drawn, it's weird. It kind of comes down, the circle comes down on this side a lot, and on the other side not as much, which makes sense a little bit, but I think they're faking it. Also, I want to see the inside, so I'm going to bring it down a little bit more than what they would have, and I'm also going to put a shadow here so you can see that it's not part of the face. It's like almost like a helmet, like a separate component. And I think I probably did a few. Oh, this is supposed to connect all the way. That's what I did wrong. This little part here is supposed to indent like that, and then these lines connect all the way to make it another sort of component. And these lines are a little sloppy. If I was doing this for real, I'd go back and like do like a quote unquote ink layer where I clean all this stuff up, but that's not what we're doing today. So I'll throw that in. No black shadow. I'll do that with a little color. Okay, throw this in. And this top part here is, she's a mostly pink robot with white, and so her body, her chassis, whatever you want to call it, is all pink. But then this sort of collar area is white to help break it up. So I'll do that, but then it still has a little bit of the chassis, chest, whatever you want to call it there. And I'll put another black line to show the differentiation. And she's got a shoulder, but it's more rounded than these. Most of the Autobots have like square, complete squares, so I'll give her the more rounded one. And am I missing any details that would be, oh, okay, this part on her head. So she's sort of got a brow and then that thing, and then there's another layer that's all one piece, or at least it has the edge of being one piece, like that. No, not the anime. All right, we're connecting it up there. And connect this in, we don't really see it. And then on this side, similar, we don't really see it. All right, so I think that's good enough. Let me turn that layer off. And then I'll go ahead and throw some color in, and we'll call this done. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this layer. It's a little bit too soft. And then I'll bring that down to 50 and merge it down. And it's like I fake inked it. I'll just drop my, did you see that? I dropped it, but I was like, whoop, and caught it anyway. I'm a super klutz good. All right, so we'll do a quick color layer underneath. We'll go red for the Santa hat. Pencil. Pencil tool is better for coloring because you don't get the soft edges and the anti-alias rastery stuff. You can just fill it in, although I didn't fill that in. But with a paint bucket tool, if you use the brush, what just happened? Erzuki says, okay, I feel like you've never just straight up asked for a werewolf with a mohawk. LOL. He almost did. He sort of did. Kinda. I wonder if I feel like it's not even the werewolf part, it's the mohawk part. He's like, do a whatever with a mohawk, is really what I feel like the real request is. All right, I gotta get a nice pink. There we go. It's gotta be kind of a light-ish pink. I might be going a little too dark. No, that works pretty good. I thought it was gonna be too dark, but it's fine. I'm gonna color the whole thing in pink and then go back in and color the white parts white, which makes it easier than trying to guess where the white has already been drawn. So actually, going back to the paint bucket thing, I could kind of connect this here. And I might be able to just fill in this whole thing. Let's see if that works. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so then I just go back on top with the white. Tell the girl, Mohawk! Remember when Mr. T did a commercial for World of Warcraft? You could be a Night Elf Mohawk! And it was like, you couldn't be a Night Elf Mohawk. There was a Mohawk grenade, but like he was inventing character classes that you can't be in the commercial. And I feel like they're like, no, Mr. T, I'm going to say this. I don't care. Okay, here you go. Here's your money. Thank you very much, Mr. T. Because who's going to argue with Mr. T? He beat up Rocky. He was in the A-Team. Okay, I think he was in a wrestling match once too, like WWE, WWF back in the day. Boop, 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 boop. Samarax, it's true. I want something mohawked. Can you draw Torb with a mohawk or Zen with a mohawk? Those are Overwatch characters. I will take that into advisement. Although you're giving me a lot of options. If you just want something with a mohawk, you know that could happen. But if you want a specific character or whatever, you should say it. Because like now it's like a werewolf, Torb, Zen, one of them with a mohawk. You have no preference because that's what. If you have no preference, then okay. But if you have a preference, you should say it. Say it loud and proud. All right, so she's got kind of two shades of white now that I'm looking at it. The actual faceplate is sort of a, I don't know, like a lavender, like there's like a purple to it. It might just be the shadow, but it definitely pops it out from the white on the helmet of the head and the hairpiece things and the white of the collar around her neck. So I'm going to lean into that and really make it a different color since she's sort of monochromatic to begin with. And she does have the white for her teeth, even though robots don't have teeth, but whatever. This robot does. And blue eyes. Very blue. Danny, Mohawk. We definitely got a Mohawk theme going. All right, there's the blue. And then I'm going to go ahead and get an almost white with just a hint of purple. Maybe like this. All right, let's see. I think that's too dark. Make it a little bit lighter. Not loving it. It's not McDonald's. I'm not loving it. Oh, I realized I made a mistake. Well, let me finish what I'm doing here before I go back to correct the other mistake. But on the white piece that's sort of like a collar neck area, I colored pink on the inside and white on the outside, and it should have been reverse. So mistakes have been made, but mistakes will be corrected. Let's see. Dolly Girl, an orange turtle with a bright green mohawk. And Samurai Ox, Zen with a mohawk. Final answer. Okay. Zen with a mohawk. Final answer. All right, let me fill that in. Clop. Perfect. And then I'll fill this in. And then you can see right here, this is the part, see that? That's the part that I like kind of flip the colors on. So I will quick grab a white and color that white. And then I will sample that pink so it matches. And put the pink. It's funny because I think of her as being super pink, but the way it's cropped and everything, she actually looks a lot more white in this picture, but that's, again, not how she usually is. I do need to put some red on her lipstick parts on her face. It actually is like red, but it's not the same red as the Santa hat. So I'll kind of pick a, so I picked a pink that's sort of in between her pink and the purple I chose. All right, so color is quote unquote done. I'm going to, though, go ahead and put in a shadow and highlight layer to make her more three-dimensional. Actually, I want to put a color in the background too, because there's so much white on her. I'm just going to put a little bit of orangey, yellowy, whatever. There we go. And let's see. Airzuki, this is awesome. Well, thank you. I want McDonald's. McDonald's? Where'd that come from? Did somebody say McDonald's? I didn't even hear it. I didn't even see it. Or, oh, because I'm loving it? That was like an hour ago. I'll put a couple, just to break it up a little bit. Maybe she's on the Ark or one of the ships or whatever. Okay, so we're in the ballpark of getting done. In the ballpark of getting done. I'm just going to do a quick cell shade. I'm not going to sample the different colors. I'm just going to use black, and I'll take the whole layer down to 50%. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. The whole shadow layer down to 50%. And this is quick and dirty cell shading style. We're going to bring this up to 100% opacity. And we're going to do hard round pressure size. Keep it at 28. No, we'll bring it up to 50. And then erase if we need to. And then we'll just throw some shadow in here. Pretend there's a light source coming from the top right. I'm going to probably have to bring this down to 25%. It looks a little bit too dark the way it is. Let's see. Okay, Zen over Torb. Whoa, color me shocked. Yeah, Airzuki is a big Zen player, so that's a double bonus if I end up doing that one. Airzuki. Airzuki, will you take an hour to read chat? Oh, shut up. You take an hour to read chat. I do take an hour to read chat. So, yeah, after... Oh, this is a request. Well, how are we doing time? You know what? Theoretically, I should do one for myself, but I'll go ahead and do the other. I'll just go right into the next request after this, because once again, it's if I get requests that are kind of fun stuff that I want to draw anyway, like a Generation 1 RC wearing a Santa hat is something that I might have drawn anyway, so. Whoa! Thanks for the follow! Who followed me? Hexametas. Hexametas! I don't know if that's how you say it, but I'm going to say it like that. What's up? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for jumping in. I don't know if you've been lurking for a while and just talked, or you've been here a while. But either way, thank you. Hey, hexametas. Hexametas. When you need metas, but they need to be hexed, call hexametas. That's with 2 Z's. So if you don't know what we're doing here, hexametas, this is Twitch Request Live. So I'm doing quick sketch requests. Usually I intercut them with stuff I feel like drawing, but not always. For example, this was a request for Generation 1 Transformers RC wearing a Santa hat. But when I'm done with this, I'm just going to go right to the next request. And we have, I think, 2 or 3 in the chat right now. You can feel free to throw one in. If I don't do it now, I might do it for the next one. You could also just chat and talk and ask questions and all that kind of loveliness. And how is your night? Hopefully good. If it's not good, well, hopefully it gets better when you see this RC with a Santa hat. And you will be upgraded, by the way. I didn't want to gloss over that, but by following you, you will get an upgrade package of mechanical nature. It's a little different for everybody. Some people get hook hands, some people get bionic eyes. You never know. You don't need all your parts though, right? All your organic parts. Yeah, we don't. Who needs them? All right. So I'm gonna take this whole thing down to 25%. Whoa, Airzuki, thank you for the host. That's double hosting. I appreciate that. And let's see what's going on. Airzuki, I don't know if Gaz knows who you are, Hexametas. I don't. If you're somebody I know in real life, I have no idea who you are. Wiki Roulette? I don't think so. What? I don't know what. Wiki Roulette? Like chat roulette, but using Wikipedia? I'm missing the reference. I apologize. And yeah, if you're somebody I know somehow, I don't recognize the name. I apologize if I'm being rude. All right, I'm going to put a quick highlight layer, and then I'm going to move on. And I'm similar to the black layer. I wouldn't normally do it this way, but I'm just doing a quick and dirty. I'm just going to pick white and just blast some white. Oop, I want it to be under that layer, though. There we go. Mostly on her face, because I feel like I made the face, the purple, really dark. And what I should have done is used purple as a shading on top of the white. So I'm trying to correct the. Well, that's not a correct. I'm trying to reverse the decision I made using a highlight. But I am going to bring this back down to 25% because it's definitely too bright right now. And a little bit on her lip right there. And on the Santa hat. All right, bring this down to 25. I'm going to erase a little bit on there. I think I put too much even at the lower thing. And we're almost done here. And then I will take a quick look at the chat again to make sure I didn't miss any requests. And we'll move on from this situation. Yeah, I'm going to keep working on this forever if I don't stop. Oh, one thing I want to do is put shadow and highlight on the eyes. I didn't do that at all. So just put a little shine, make her look a little bit more alive. And this isn't something that was really done on the original cartoon, but I don't know. I always feel like the eyes should sort of be glowing, and they didn't do it just because, time and whatever, but I like having a little bit of more life in it like that. All right, so let me save this, and we'll call it RC. And then we're going to erase all these layers and check the chat. All right, let's see what's going on. Wiki Roulette, Airzuki, thank you for the host. Wiki Roulette for my drawing request. I don't know what that is. Hit random on a wiki, and that's what the suggestion would be. You could do that? Like you open Wikipedia and hit random? I'm unaware of this phenomenon. Airzuki, make a request. That'll be a clue as to who you are. Hexametas, it's your cousin Glenn. Oh, that guy. What's up? Hey, man. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for checking me out. Me and my cup of water. All of us. I will take that under advisement, but I have 2 more concrete requests, I think, or 3 that I'm going to look at first. Let me see here. Samurai Ox wanted Zen with Mohawk, and then we had Danny wanted his original character, and I think Dolly said a few things, but I think she was just helping out both of them. So, let me see how much time we have. All right, we got time for a few. I think I'm gonna do a quick one of the OG character. I like to give the OG characters a little bit of love. I'm not saying I won't come back to the Zen with the Mohawk, so don't despair. But I'm gonna open this. Oh, and let me see. Can I show it over here? No, you're not gonna see it. So people can see what I'm doing here. Excuse me. And for those that don't know, like I said, I'm on the verge of getting sick, so excuse me for all my coughing, sniffing, whatever. All right, so this is the original character. This is a Grim Reaper of some sort, I believe, according to Danny. It is their character, and I am going to do a quick sketch of it. Probably won't look nearly as nice as the piece of art they supplied as a reference, but that's the nature of what we're doing. I'm going to take a sip of water. You're lucky I was muted for that. It sounded like a serpent hissing at the faces of all of you. All right, so I'm going to mainly just do the face here. So we'll do this. Oop, that should be a lower opacity. And 75. Kloops. Yeah, Danny, it's your boy. Why don't you give us a little backstory here? What's the name of this character? It's a character you created, and it's a Reaper. What's the name? What's the powers? Did you draw this? Did you get someone else to draw it? What's the deets, yo? What's the deets? Let's see. Samurai Ox is flipping tables. Hey man, it's not definitely not happening. It's just not happening right this second. I'm on till at least 7, and I might not feel the need to do any other stuff. I might just go full request this time. Who knows? Oh, I'm not. I might go full request. That RC got me kind of pumped to do full request. Of course, if I keep getting Mohawk related requests, I might just skip them all. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, the hair definitely kind of like a bangy thing going on. Danny, his name is Danny. Okay. A friend of mine drew him in her art. Okay, cool. So OC character, Danny created, named Danny. It's a Reaper, and his friend. If you wanna plug her, does she Twitch stream? If you wanna plug her channel or whatever, feel free to put a link or an @ or whatever. Everybody likes to see good art. What's the personality like? Like this picture looks kind of morose. Like kind of like, this is a heavy burden. I mean, I'm trying to just do my thing and live my life, but I'm a Reaper, and that's Is that accurate, or is that just the way she drew him? His name's Danny. He has the power of death himself. He has the power. He has the power of death himself, like he himself has the power of death, or he has the power of death himself. Huh? It's all in the reading. Sometimes in text it's a little unclear. Regardless, this person clearly has the power of death. And that I can see that being burdensome. I got little hair stickers coming out of the back there. And kind of a skinny neck. This is a younger person, I'm guessing. Kind of seems like maybe teenage age. Is that accurate for the age group range? And then there's a collar and then like a cloak around the collar with a little bit of darkness in there. I'm not going to go too further down than that. Ear, a little bit more hair, I think, than I was given. Got some spikers. All right, and then we'll take this whole layer down of 50. Maybe I'll give this guy a mohawk. That would make everybody unhappy. Dolly Girl. Good arcs makes me happy. Yeah, me too, Dolly Girl. The calm, silent type. Okay, cool. Well, then I guess the image that was provided to me, as well as the image I'm working on, seems to be correctly portraying the personality of this character. At least to the limited amount we can in a single image like this. And I think I'm just, the first pass worked pretty well, so I think I'm just going to do 2 passes and then decide if I'm going to put color or not. But that first pass actually worked better than I thought it would to get the design down, at least in my version of it. Wait, the hate, I need the hat. Wait, the hate, I need the hat. I don't see a hat in the drawing. I don't know what you mean. And I feel like there was a typo in there as well. I don't know if this character normally wears a hat, but it's too late now. We're going forward. I don't know if that's what you mean, like you forgot to give me an image with the hat, but I don't know. I dig the hair. The hair is kind of one of my favorite visual parts of this character. It's like a little bit anime, a little bit, but not too crazy. Like somebody could have this haircut in real life as opposed to a lot of manga and anime characters. Santa hat. You wanted to have a Santa hat? For real? Or are you just kidding? Because I assume you're kidding, but maybe you're not. Are we going to do all drawings, all Santa hats tonight? Gazbot, he asked for this character with a Santa hat. Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? I misunderstood because you said because you originally were saying a picture of you, and then I thought you were saying a picture of you with Santa hat. All right, I'll throw a Santa hat on there. Thanks for the clarification, Airzuki. She's a good clarifier. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep drawing it like this, and then I'll go back and put the hat on, like kind of like what I did with RC, but I did it in the rough layer. I'm gonna do it in the not rough layer, so I will do the hat. Thank you for reminding me, and thank you for clarifying, Zooks. Yes, just checking chat that I didn't miss something else important. All right, so give him kind of heavy upper lids, very serious, calm, very dark eyes. Well, actually his eyes are kind of like a light brownish gold, but the actual pupils. It's not like he's got a shining hope in him. He's sort of like, this is something I must do. Excuse me. That line is bad. That line is bad. Let me change that line till it be less bad. And, well, I guess the glasses are going to go on top too, so I don't want to get too crazy here with the detail. What am I doing? Oh, he's got kind of, you know what? I'm making a mistake. I'm trying to match the sort of square style of the eyes, and it's messing me up because I don't normally draw eyes quite that square. So I'm going to just bring it in like that. Yeah. A little bit closer. It's sort of a hybrid between my style and the style I'm looking at. And then the nose. Looks like just a little nose here without showing much of the bridge. Let me check the chat. Danny says his main goal is to kill the 7 deadly sins. He's killed 6 of them. Well done. That's pretty good. I would think it would take a while to do that, but he's already done 6, so kudos to Danny for killing those sins. I think I would get stuck. I'd get stuck on like sloth and be like, you're right, let's stop. Or maybe gluttony. I do like pizza a lot. Gluttony would be like, wouldn't you rather have pizza? And I'd be like, you know what, gluttony? You're not so bad. Give me that pizza, buddy. We'll go after something else later. So I think I'd kill some of them, but I think I'd have trouble killing all of them. All right, let me get in with the chin here. Floops. I gotta do a little erase action there. There we go. Erase action. The action is raw. Erasing, going left and right. Okay. And his lips are not as pouty and thick as either RC or Jason David Frank. He doesn't have too much of a divot, but I think I'm gonna give him a little bit. Oops, nope, not a smirk. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. More like purse lips a little bit. Let me see. Too much. Too much. Too much. Too much. Let's see what's happening over here. Hexamataz allowed me to be on right when you were going to. Oh, I missed. I'm pumped that you switched to Thursday. Oh, okay. Because you. Okay, gotcha. You normally. I just got done running a Pathfinder. Oh, awesome. You do Pathfinder on Twitch. I don't even know if I'm following you. I'll definitely follow you after this. I didn't realize you were streaming. Or if I did, I forgot because I wasn't, like, up until a month or so ago, I wasn't even doing Twitch. So went to TwitchCon with Airzuki. She was streaming. I said, you know what? Maybe I'll give this thing a shot. And yeah, it's not so bad on here. It's not as scary as I thought it'd be. But that's cool that, unfortunately, I'm going to go back to Friday. This is just for this week because of holiday stuff coming up. But I'm glad you were able to check it out at least once. All right, let me get his shirt. He's got a kind of shirt collar like this. And then the cloak, I guess it's like the hood of the cloak is down, so we see sort of the darkness there. Oh, Hexamataz, what Hexamataz? I'm sorry, Danny said. He's doing this for what they did to his child. The thing is, he's over. Wow, okay, so when I was asking about age before, that's just how he looks, but he's over 30,000 million? Very old, older than even me. Oh, Hexamataz, you don't stream. Okay, gotcha. I might after my new setup. You're on the TV downstairs. This is very meta. Well, hello, TV downstairs. All right, let me go ahead and put this in. Let me see on time. Okay, we're doing okay on time. I might put a splash of color if I have time. Oh, the glasses. I almost forgot the glasses. I'll do the eyebrows first. He also has kind of thick, serious eyebrows, partially obscured by the hair, so I'll imagine it goes here and kind of draw through just where you'd see a little bit. Okay. Okay! And then I'm going to put another layer for the glasses because I feel like I mess up these circles. Oh, that's not too bad. First try, baby. First try. And then I'll scotch that over a little bit. And I'm going to cheat it. I'm just going to duplicate that layer so that it will match but not look too perfect because it still was something I drew with my imperfect hand. Flip horizontal. But it will match each other quite nicely. I'll bring it in there. Boom. Look at that. Merge down. All right, get rid of that, and I'll put in some quick color. Oh, Santa hat. I almost forgot the Santa hat. Okay, hold on. I'll merge these down too. Merge down, glasses, form of slight shadow under chin. That's not so shabby. Santa hat. Okay, so I'll get rid of this, and I'll bring this down to 50%. And, you know, I think I could probably just go right in with the Santa hat. So we'll have, oop, wrong layer. Okay, we're on the correct layer now. Santa hat being created. You know what, maybe I want to have it a little bit, no, that's fine. I'll have it like this, and then some of the hair sticking out, that, and then I'll cut all the other hair off that's up on top because it'll be like squished under the hat. The Santa hat, that is. Ho, ho, ho. Danny says he's old, but he looks like he's like 23. Okay. So he's kind of got a Doctor Who thing going where whatever age they actually look like has nothing to do with the age they actually are. All right, and I'm going to have this little, again, I don't know what to call it, the dangle thing, but I'm going to have it kind of coming straight down to match the rest of his personality and pictures. It's sort of like, yep, there it is. I'm wearing it, but, you know, it's not exactly festive. It's just sort of, you know, it's what you wear this time of year. It's my duty to wear this. Duty. All right, so then I will do a quick save. Excuse me. Call it Danny1. Danny1. And then we're going to erase all this stuff under here that shouldn't be seen because of the hat. Good. Why do you hear me? Go away. There it goes. See? Easy fix. Santa hat engaged. And I'll put a little bit more detail there and some little fuzzies on that. And a little bit more duduts and a couple of buttocks. All right, and I'll bring this back up to 100%. And I'll merge these layers. Merge. Form of single layer. And then I'll do a quick color pass, and then we'll move on to the next. Well, I guess I'll just, yeah, like I said, I'll just do another quest. All right, so we need a sort of Caucasian flesh color for a base. Once again, switching to the pencil tool. What is this? You know, maybe I could just select contiguous. Oops, sorry. And fill it all in. Let's see, will that work? No, it won't because I didn't connect that line there. Like a fool. Oh, it worked, sort of. All right. So I selected everything on the outside, and then I will select inverse. So now it's all selected on the inside. Then I will fill it. Hey, okay, that worked pretty good. I missed a little bit of the collar, but otherwise, well job, everybody. Let me take a sip of water and look at the chat. That's funny. The only new chat is Hydration Bot telling me to stay hydrated. Well, I'm doing it, bot. You own me. You own me, Hydration Bot. All right, there's some white for the eyes. And some white for the Santa pom-pom. And some white for the Santa, I don't know, hat frill bub. I guess back in olden days, this would have been like fur of an animal. But what, like a polar bear? What's white? I don't know. I don't know. Got to look into the lore. All right, and he's got a white shirt. What a white in a row here. And then I'll go ahead and grab the red for the Santa hat. Excuse me. Actually, I might be able to just fill this in. No, I can't. But if I do this, maybe now I can. Nope. Got ambitious. All right, put some red in there. Yes. And then we'll do his hair. It rhymes. What's better than art? Rhyming art. No, nobody wants that. But it happens anyway. All right, filling that in. God, you butt. Why is that not filling in? I don't know. I guess we'll have to do it the hard way. Well, we'll do it the semi-hard way. Fill it in and then just fill this gapper. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Hex with that. Rabbits or baby seals? Oh, man, you're probably right. And Danny, I think, agrees. That's way less nice than I think of Santa being. Oh, man, now I'm depressed. Well, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I believe in a different Santa played by Tim Allen. And his suit just comes from magic from when he kills the other Santa. So that's much more humane. All right, let me put some brown in here, like a lighter brown, and then there's a darker brown for the rest of the cloak, I think. Or, oh, I see. It looks like the hood and the cloak is all sort of light brown, and then there's a darker brown sort of like capey, shawly thing over that. So I'll do this, and then grab a darker brown. There we go. For that part. A lot of singing today. All right, the light brown eyes, sort of a goldish, brownish color butter. Good enough. for punk rock. And I gotta go back in with the white on the eye. Kloots. Klobbits. All right, we're getting there. Almost done with the base, and then I'll just throw some shadows and highlights, similar to what I did to RC from Transformers Generation 1. All right, he's got black hair, but it's like blue color representation of that black hair. And I'm gonna grab all the flesh color so I don't actually accidentally overrun onto the Santa hat or something. Danny, pride is the only sin he has to kill. Okay. So that's pretty good though. That's only got to get one out of all 7 at this point, and he's got the power of death itself, and he's quite old, but has a body that is young. So a lot of things in his favor. This guy, I feel confident he might succeed in his mission. I mean, I can't say for sure. I'm not gonna put money on it, but if I had to just wager a guess, I'd be like, yeah, I think he's gonna kill Pride. I mean, he's so strong and proud of himself that he. Oh no, maybe he can't. Oh no. I don't know that. I don't know enough about the character. I'm making things up, so don't anybody take my word for what happens or how his character is. I don't even know if his character is prideful. Serious and quiet, I think, were the only actual official character traits I was given at the beginning of this. All right, got the hair going. I'm going to put a little bit of color in the background. I'm going to put green, both because there's green in the original drawing and because since it's Christmassy, the green will go well with the Santa hat. But I am going to grab a brush and give it like a texture. Oops, a bigger brush texture. And I want to bring this down to 50%. Nope, not 5%, 50%. Got to be able to let the people see what's going on, you see. All right, and then I'm going to go in and do this again with another color just to break it up a little bit. Oh, sorry, I missed a few things. Dolly Girl, you were in a festive mood to do to Christmas and singing Christmas hats. That's true. That might be it. Even though I'm feeling a little sick, the Christmas spirit's fighting it. Gaz loves Christmas. That is also true. X has plus no more kids keeping him from completing. No more kids keeping him from completing his goals. No more kids. You say that like I had kids at one point. I don't have kids. That's true. Oh wait, you're saying the guy I'm drawing has no kids? I don't know what you're saying. Something you hate kids is what I'm getting out of you, Hexpataz. Erzuki, Gaz, excuse me. Wear that thing on your chair behind you. I would like to, but it's very hot. I'll maybe put it on for a minute later just to show the lovely focals. All right, let me put this other layer in here real quick. Oop. Too small. Got to bring that up. To here and 50%. And I still got to put a shadow layer as well on the actual character. There we go. Yeah, it's a nice little green belly machine. That's not a thing. All right, and I'll bring this down to 90. Okay, so let me go back up to, let me do a quick save. And take a sip of water. Everyone keeps, Danny says, everyone keeps asking what my OC's race is, and I'm like, he's black. Everyone is like, wait, what? Yeah, I didn't get that he's black. Now that you've told me, I could darken his skin tone a bit, but I thought he was basically Caucasian or maybe, Hispanic or something. But he looks beige in the drawing. Is he supposed to be just very light-skinned, or I'm gonna start putting some shadowing on real quick. Well, I'm doing cell shading anyway, but if you think I should change the color of the base skin, let me know. I was trying to match the art you supplied me with, though. So I don't know. Oop, I want this to be 100, actually, but I want this to be smaller. Not that small. Soft. Good. Yeah, there we go. I'm doing this layer got messed up. Hold on. Let me redo this whole layer. All right. First, I'm going to select like I did before so that I'm not going to be overrunning onto the outside where it's background. So what is happening here? Sorry, my computer's being weird. It's not going to update or something. Let me cancel that. All right, you're canceled. Let's see. Oh, a new request person has appeared. Hanzo Yomain. Oh, Hanzo Yomain. Okay, from Overwatch. Can you draw a moose bear? I don't know what a moose bear is. Is that something I would need to invent, or is that something that exists in the world of lore somewhere? I will take it under advisement. There are a few other requests that might rage if they don't get drawn. Maybe I'll do a moose bear with a mohawk. All right, let me get in with the shadow here. Why is that not? Did I? Oops. Oh, I gotta. Sorry, I forgot to inverse the selection. There we go. Okay. So I'll put this in, make it 50%, and we'll bring it down to 25 eventually. But for now, I'm gonna do some sort of dramatic lighting because again, this is like this death-dealing serious character, even though they're wearing a Santa hat. What's chat saying? Danny, my friend made it in her style. Hanzo Main, really? I like drawing it. It's my OC. Be right back. Oh, okay. I mean, I could kind of imagine what the two animals mixed together would be, but I didn't know if there was a literal representation of it or if it was like, hey, make this thing up. All right. Yeah, and again, I realize that this shadow is too heavy, but I'm going to lower the opacity of the whole layer after I lay it in. So do you want me to use a darker base flesh tone then, Danny? I could make a change real quick since I'm not doing like actual shading, but just cell shading. I could just change the color underneath. Let me know your thoughts. Whoa. What is happening? Improved AI showing up with a bunch of chugs. And subscribed. Oh, man. Thanks. I think you're my first subscriber. I just hit affiliate like a week or two ago. Thank you very much. You are a god among men and a prince among thieves and a chug among butts. You will have some emotes when I finish them. I started working on them last week and I still haven't finished them. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. That's good meaning make a darker skin tone or leave it as is, Danny? Let's see. Samurai Ox Pants Chug. Oh, Mashadar. Yeah, I'm working and can't be here for this edition, I'm afraid. Well, thanks for somehow saying that even though you're not here. But thanks for popping in for a minute at least. All right, I'm going to do a quick highlight layer and then we're going to be done, unless Danny wanted me to change the base skin tone, which I'm a little unclear on still. But it wouldn't be a big deal to do it real quick, so just let me know. Actually, you know what? I think I want the glasses shine to be on its own layer, so when I bring the shine of everything else down, it stays bright because it's not supposed to be a... Yeah, you know what I mean. You see what I'm saying? Put a little bit on the hair there. All right. I'm probably putting too much work in these today, but whatever. It's the holidays. Who cares? Everybody's a happy bappy. And a little bit of that, and a little bit of that. And then we'll take this whole thing down to 25. Yeah, that's still too much. I think I went crazy with the highlights. I went crazy with the cheese whiz, so I own Parador. I'm a loser, baby. I am in a good mood, but I'm singing songs about losers. All right. Let me see what is saying in the chat. Yeah, darker. Okay, so we're done, but I'm going to make the skin tone a little darker. And let me try this. Is that dark enough, or would you like it darker? Let me know in the chat. Whoa, what's happening? Mashadar subscribing. Whoa, you don't have time to be here because you're working and you're throwing me a sub. You are a king among snow people, and you are a kitten among lions. You're a great person. Thank you so much. What is happening? Airzuki, my third subscriber. Subtrain, woo woo, all aboard. Excellent. Thank you very much for all the subs. You guys are prime subscribers. I realized I forgot to change the color in his ear. That's better. What else is happening? Aside from the subtrain, which is amazing and awesome, and thank you everybody for that. Irzuki, that's fine. 10 of 10. Okay, cool. So Danny is happy. And thanks for the reminder. I totally forgot. Okay, so we're going to call this... What? Oh, follow. Thank you very so much. Thank you very so much. Hanzo Yomain. All right, let me save this. We're going to call this one done for now. And what just happened? Why'd that change back? Something weird just happened. There it goes. Okay, that was bizarre. File, save as. There, okay, that's better. Danny 2. Okay, so that guy is donezo, and I'm going to delete all these, and then just roll on into the next request. I'm not going to bother doing my own stuff, and let me go ahead and see what we got in the chat. I know we had Ox throwing around his request. Wait. I think Ox settled on Zenyatta with a mohawk. So we got that. And I'm just looking to see if I missed anything else. Sorry. Once again, if you have requests, putting them in caps in a single line makes it easier when I go back and look. Darker, subtrain. Mashadar gave me a sub, but not a request. And I think I'm gonna do Zen. Oh, okay. Hanzo Yomain is saying do Zen too. So I think I got a few votes for Zen, and Ox has been waiting for something with a mohawk for a very long time. Hold on a second. A piece just fell off of my stylus here. Let me fix this. So I think I'm gonna do Zenyatta with a mohawk. I think that'll please the most people at this moment. Let me pull up a quick. I know what Zenyatta looks like, but I want to make sure I get it right. So I'm gonna look on the screen over here to make sure I have a reference. So pardon my looking away from you guys. Zenyatta. Zenyatta. We're gonna do Zenyatta with the mohawk. Yes. All right. Does he have? Oh, this is a good one, but it's cut off on top. It's just the top. Okay, that's fine. All right, I think we're good to go. Let me double check the chat before I start. Subs, yeah, the subs. Thank you very much. My power levels are rising. Whew. Right. Mashadar did have my suggestion, by the way, is a Lin Min Mei doll. You're a terrible person, Mashadar. Well, I'm not dismissing that out of hand, but I've already chosen what I'm going to do before that came in. But I will take it under advisement if we have time to do another one. Hanzo Yomei do Zen, improved AI, and a bazooka do Zen. I'm doing Zen, no bazooka, but with a mohawk. And then if there's time, we'll revisit the Lin Min Mei doll and other requests. We're just gonna do his head. It seems like a lot of times I end up doing just heads. There's not like a rule for that, but just to kind of keep things moving and not spend too much time on any one thing, it makes it easier to just focus on that. And usually most characters, the head's the most important / interesting part anyway. So like for example, Zenyatta. I mean, Zenyatta's got the extra arms and stuff, and he's floating, and that's all cool. But like, he's got a cool Omnic Danger Doom face mask thing here. He's got 1, 2, 3 of these jammers. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Do. Now it's Cowboy Bebop. What happened? All right, and he's got some kind of little thing there. I can't quite see from this angle, but I think that's part of the back of the head. And this is where the ear would be. It's sort of like almost like a Frankenstein plug that kind of comes out. Okay. And then he's got sort of a chin piece that's a different color. All right. And then this in here is very dark because he's got spokey dokes for a neck. He's got a lot of spokes and what do you call it, like pistons and hydraulics and stuff. And then he does have some floaty balls. We'll just indicate a few of those. Maybe there's one in front here blocking view. Kind of reminds me of Akuma from Street Fighter, like his necklace, which probably is some sort of cultural significance that I'm unaware of, but that's my touchstone is Akuma. And then maybe we'll put one back here. So maybe we can get like 6 balls in. I'll have to fix those ones. They look a little weird that way. Erzuki says Zen! Or actually, Erzuki says Zen! To be more accurate. But we're missing something. We're missing the mohawk still. And actually, I think I made that part of his head a little bit too powerful. Bring that in. So let me zoom out a bit. And the mohawk. I feel like he'd have like a more reserved mohawk. Or I could give him spikes. Maybe I'll give him like a Liberty Spike kind of mohawk. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. Why is this? Oh, I didn't have it 100%. Now it can erase with power. There we go. Maybe, oh, you know what? Here we go. It's a Liberty Spike mohawk, but they're metal because he's metal. So it's not hair. It's like he installed them. It's like we would just cut our hair and put some gel in it, but he's like, I'm going to make a hole and screw this in. So he's much more hardcore. He's like, I'm done with all this tranquility stuff. It's time to rage against the machine. Punk rock Zenyatta style. All right. These balls in the back, I'm just going to erase. I don't like the way that's looking. Maybe I'll just do them in just color. And I think his mouth should come together a little bit more narrowly. Like that. All right. I'll take this down to 25 and do another pass to clean it up a little bit. Take a sip of water. Mashstar says, Mashstar, I thought you weren't here. That's funny. I mean, thanks for being here, but you started with, I can't be here. LOL, I can't see videos so much buffering due to work Wi-Fi, but I'm assuming this is Zen from the still shots I get. Yes, this is Zenyatta from Overwatch with a mohawk, is what we're working on. Mashar, he looks sad. Typical Zen. Yeah, yeah, he's sad because the rest of the world is imperfect, and he just wishes we could all get along. I'm gonna bring this brush down to. Oh, I need hard sensitivity and bring it down to 20. Let's see 20, and then we'll go here. Oh, I want to use black though. Let me erase that layer. I was using like a weird brown color by mistake. Excuse me. Brush do. Make that 25. And back to action. Oh, Danny says hair on that man. Well, the Omnic Omnic facility, no, facsimile. The Omnic facsimile of hair is what we're gonna go for. And then yeah, it's a simple shape on his face, but it's often when you do stuff like this, if you get it a little bit wrong, it looks a bit wrong. So this sort of clamps down this way and then back up. I don't think it looks like his mouth could open, but I don't think his mouth does it actually open like when he talks. I always imagine it's more like a robotic telepathy where it's just like you hear it vibrating through your skull. And I'm going to draw a little line to separate whether or not he does open his mouth. It clearly is two pieces there. Excuse me. Once again, I'm on the verge of getting sick, so I apologize if I'm sniffing or swallowing or coughing or anything more than I should be. It's not on purpose. All right. That looks a little weird. I think his chin needs to be pointier. Let me see if I can fix that up real quick. That looks a little bit more on model. Yeah. And then he's got sort of a dip in there. Okay, that looks better. And then he's got these Frankenstein plug things, like voltage bolts. I keep saying Frankenstein plugs. They're bolts. That's what's on Frankenstein's neck. They're bolts. And it's Frankenstein's monster. Yes, I know. Frankenstein was the scientist. But, you know, colloquially, we all call him Frankenstein. All of us plebeians. All right, so then this looks like it bolts in. So he's got the jaw kind of comes up into a piece like that. And then there's something going on in here, but then the bolt kind of, I got to bring that down a little bit because the bolt kind of goes in between. It's not connected to the jaw or the skull piece. It's connected to like the parts underneath. And then that comes out like that. Yes. You know, I wonder if Ox has been wanting something with a mohawk for a while, and I wonder if he picked Zenyatta as his final answer because he knew Erzuki likes Zenyatta, and there'd be a higher chance of me doing it if there was someone else supporting it in the chat, or if you literally just were like, no, Zenyatta's the one I want. I'm curious to know if there was strategy involved, and it's fine if there was, but it occurred to me that it might not just be a straight choice, but a strategery choice. All right, and no new chat, so I will keep going with my blithering. Okay, put this back in. Let me check the time. Right, 6:45. Depending on how quick I get done with this, I might have time for one more. I usually stop around 7, but if I get a simple request, I might try to squeeze one more in, and if I have to go a little bit long, no big deal. Okay. Something just happened. Samuriox, not kidding. Totally should be your next headshot series. What, Punk Rock Zenyatta? Or Overwatch? Or what should be my next headshot series? Or things with mohawks? X with mohawks? Let's see. Mashtar, Zen always looking like he dropped his ice cream cone. That is very true. But you'd think he wouldn't since he could like levitate stuff. Mashtar, Erzuki, oh my god, this is sick. Hanzo Yomain, cool. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm doing my best. I don't think I've ever drawn Zenyatta before, so I'm glad it's coming out as good as it is. I definitely like the punk rock spikes. That definitely speaks to my aesthetic. I've never even played Zen except when I don't play many video games. Overwatch is one of the few that I do play. I don't stream it though. I just play it. And I think the only time I've ever played Zen is when you're in like random and then like you have to play it, and I'm terrible at Zen. Which has nothing to do with my drawing of him, but just a little context there. All right. And he's got one going up here, kind of similar. We have the similar. I like when he's an Omnic, so he's supposed to be a robot, but he's supposed to be, like living and whatever. And I like when they build technology that mirrors actual human anatomy because it's just interesting. It makes them seem more human. And when I'm drawing it, it makes it easier too because like, oh, well, we have tendons that go there, and so does he. And then he's got these things, and that mirrors the neck parts, and just it has a certain amount of sense. Not that fantasy or robots have to make sense, but that's the way my mind tends to work. Of how would this work? And because I understand how the parts of the human body work, at least to some extent, it makes sense to me. All right, that's the ball in front. And the balls have all kinds of crazy design I'm not going to get into. I'll just sort of hint at it. And then he's got another one of these going up here, like this. And then a pole coming out, kind of like the clavicle. Clavicle takes 3 pounds of pressure to break a clavicle. I don't know why I know that, but I do. I always get nervous. That the clavicle is like this bone right here. It kind of looks like an upside down clothes hanger. And ever since I learned that it takes 5 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, a few pounds of pressure to break it, and I'm always nervous that like I don't want to get hit in my clavicle, because then if it breaks, like your whole arm is like, So what I'm saying is, nobody break my clavicle, please. I really don't want that to happen. All right, and actually I'll put another ball here, and again kind of hint at the design there a little bit, and just a piece of what's starting to be his next arm, but we can't quite see it yet. And then underneath, I guess this is his chest, sort of goes here. And then he's got this other piece, I'm not sure what it is, a power cell, just part of his like endoskeleton or whatever. And then he's got a couple wires and then some black. So I'll just sort of fill it in that way, because from this angle you can't really see what's going on, but he's got guts and things in there, so fine. All right, and then there, oh, you know what? There is another little piece back here. I don't know if it's part of the jaw or another bolt, but it's sort of a golden color. All right, and then I got the 2 balls in front, so I'll put another ball here. What's happening in chat? Samariak says, maybe. And then Dally Girl, ooh, that'd be so cool, Mohawk series. Hanzo Yomain, he looks like he's done with Harmony. Yeah, he is done with Harmony. He's done with Harmony. He's ready for some power chords and disjointed melodies yelling at, the authorities that run Overwatch. And yeah, a Mohawk series would be kind of cool. I feel like the people who are waiting for various Power Rangers and well, I guess I could make it a subline, because I do a Power Ranger headshot and a Godzilla headshots and a little bit of Transformers and things like that. I guess I could keep it in that line. Like each line has a subline of like, here's Optimus Prime with a Mohawk, or here's In Space Blue with a Mohawk, or whatever the thing I do. 1, 2. How many balls does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, I'm not even close to being too many. I'm not gonna draw all of them. I'm just gonna do another one here and let that be done. I am gonna put a kind of a chromey shine, maybe. Nah, he's not that shiny. He's shiny, but he's not chromey shine. All right, so I'll throw some quick color. And really, this should be my last one. But like I said, I think I'll try to squeeze one more in after this if it's not too complicated of a request. Excuse me. I'm looking for a good gray to be my base. That'll work. And 100%. And we're on pencil at 30 pixels. Excuse me. Honestly, I would stay longer. I don't mind the drawing, but my throat is starting to bother me. So that's the only reason I won't keep going too much longer. Erzuki, I want this as a tattoo. Awesome. Samurai Ox, I totally want this print, possibly tattoo. What the Tui is? You're going to be matching tattoo buds. If I was going to make this a print or a tattoo, I would need to do some more work on it to seriously get it cleaned up and nice. But I appreciate the compliments. And, anybody who wants to get a tattoo of my art, feel free. I got no issues with that whatsoever. I mean, I would take it as a compliment, obviously. But I would worry that if you tried to get it done of this, it would be a little sketchy. Although, I don't know, maybe you like the sketch style. I'm not trying to dictate what you all like. But if I was making a print, I would not print it like this. I would have to put some more work into it. I have a few prints that I haven't I have a few pieces of art that I haven't made prints of yet that I might do probably after the holidays because things are crazy right now, but like maybe in the middle of January do a pre-order like I've done before. I have an Etsy store where I sell prints, and my prints go for $10 and $20 each depending on the size. But what I did once before, and I think Ox got in on this, is I did a pre-order where I haven't printed them yet, and you could get them for half price, and that'll help me get a lower price. Because the more you order from a printer, the cheaper the price gets. And so if I have a certain amount of guaranteed sales, it A, gives me an idea of how well that print might sell and how many I might want, and B, lets me it starts me off like instead of going, oh, I have to order 10, it's like, well, I've already sold 3 or 4 or whatever. So maybe I will do something with that in the future, which isn't exactly what we were talking about just now, but it made me think of it, how I have art that could be prints that is not yet prints. I'm not talking about the singer either. Oh man, I'm having. Hold on one second. My wire got tangled, and I put up some Christmas lights on my desk, and I think they were jamming up my other wires. Okay. What did I miss here? Danny Godzilla. Yeah, I don't know if that's a request or not, but I do a lot of Godzilla artwork. Uh, Hanzo, you mean rename it Silence and Art. Dolly Girl, I think Ox is happy. Samurai Ox, totally happy. All right, so I'm almost done with this guy. I'm taking a little longer than I should for the level of finish I put on it. Maybe, oh, there we go, that'll work. And then I'll once again highlight all of the silver so I don't have to worry about keeping it in the lines. It automatically keeps it in the lines for me. And he's mostly silver and gold, kind of like RC was mostly white and pink. Oh, I just realized this is the second robot I've done tonight. That's a good night. Robots and monsters, oh my. All right, so gold on his chin, jawbone, whatever you want to call it. And then I don't know if he has gold around these, but I like to think that he does. So I'm gonna make an executive decision and put a little bit of gold around these. And I know they glow blue, but I like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing, put a little bit of gold around where the spikes are drilled into his head. Okay, the rest of that is all silver. Are his eyes blue? No, it looks like they're just in the shadow. Okay, and then the balls are mostly gold as well. So let me grab some more of those. Oop, nope. There we go. And I can fill some of those in real easy, like this. 1, 2, 3. The others I'll actually have to paint, but that's easy enough. Mashdar, what did you think of the King of the Monsters trailer that's come out? Mashdar, I appreciate you asking, and I will tell you what I've told everybody. I have not watched a single trailer for the King of the Monsters movie. I think there's a new one out, but I haven't even seen the first one. And I'll tell you why. I like Godzilla. I'm going to see it. I don't need to see the trailer. All that does is spoil stuff for me that I'm going to see in the movie anyway. So I've heard good things. I know people are excited about it, and that excites me that people are excited about it. But I don't watch trailers like if I could help it. Like if there's a new Star Wars movie coming out, if there's a new superhero movie coming out, if there's a new Godzilla movie coming out, anything where I'm like, well, I'm definitely going to see it. I don't bother watching the trailers. I might see it if I'm in a theater and I have no choice or whatever, but I definitely don't seek it out. That being said, I've heard nothing but good things, and I know a certain number of monsters that are going to be in it because people have shared memes and things have gone around the internet. So that even though I haven't seen the trailer, I have a good idea of some of the things that are going to show up in it, and that's pretty cool and exciting. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question without me actually having seen it. Put some brown in here. Yeah, I would definitely need to look into the color scheme of him a little bit because the inner working parts here that I'm kind of making brown, I don't know that that's accurate. It looks kind of right for what I'm doing, but I feel like on a design sheet, that probably isn't correct. I will put a little bit of brown on these as well. And then I'll go in. I guess I'll put a shine and a shadow layer like I've been doing. It's just, like I said, I'm running short on stamina for my mouth, my throat really, more than my mouth. I could talk forever, but my throat's like, stop talking. You need to be rested. It's a good idea to do voices like that when you think you might be getting a sore throat. Nope. Oh, he does have a red wire, so I better grab some red and do a little red wire going up in here. And then it kind of pokes through again over here. And maybe a little bit down here too. Yeah, we'll just do that. I could make these red. Nah, too much. But I think maybe I'll make them white. Maybe I'll make them white. Yeah, I think I like that better. Makes them pop more. All right, and then a little bit of a lightish blue-gray to go around the edge of these. It looks like, again, if I was, I'd have to do like a better study if I was doing a finished piece, but just it's good enough to get it. Good enough for punk rock, as they say. And this is punk rock zen, so there. All right, a little bit of blue, a little bit of blue, a little bit of blue, 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 3 more blue. 1, 2, blue. Okay. Now I'm going to put a background color, some highlights and shadows, and then I will reinvestigate what was requested in chat. But I'm going to look. Let's see. Mashdar, what did you think of the Danny? No, I'm a big G fan. Kiryu is my favorite. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's my favorite Mechagodzilla for sure. I like the first one and Kiryu. The second one, the one in the middle, is my least favorite. Which I should like. I mean, it's a robot Godzilla, you know. But yeah, I just don't. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. I'll give him green, like a bright green. No. Oh, you know what? We'll do kind of a purpley background. I think will look good. And then we'll cut that with some pink. Let me bring that purple down to 75 and put a pink layer on top of it. Danny, I don't know where you live, but there's. Do you know about or have you ever been to G-Fest in Chicago? I've been there twice to sell art. It's pretty cool. I don't know if there is a bigger Godzilla specific convention anywhere, but it's pretty awesome. They get like Japanese stars come in. They had the I'm blanking on his name, but the Heisei Godzilla suit actor was there last time. I got to get a picture with him with my art. It was pretty cool. So if you're anywhere close to there, I recommend checking it out if you're a Godzilla fan. Okay, put that under that. You know, I'm gonna bring that up to 100, and I bring this to 90. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so let me put in some shadows and highlights real quick. We're gonna do the same cell shading thing to make it easy on this Gazbot. We'll take off contiguous though. So we'll select everything negative, select inverse, and now we'll put some shadows. Just straight black, 100%, hard pressure, bring it down to 42, and we'll go right up the middle here. Let's see what chat. Okay. Oh, I want to bring this down. We'll bring it to 50 to start, and then see if we go lower. How low can we go? Probably 25. How low can we go? I said probably 25. I answered it. I am so demanding of myself. I don't even listen when I give the answer. All right. Yeah, with him and his metal, I would definitely want to give this more attention to make the shadows look a little bit more accurate and probably more gradated, subtle. I don't want to, but I'm just trying to get the feel for it real quick here. I'm gonna have to go back in and do a blue glow layer. I guess on the highlight layer, I'll just put the blue glow in there as well. Okay, some shadow on the spikes. I guess on the balls as well. Do some of that. I might not have to put this to 25. I might be able to keep it at 50 because he is hard. It's a hard metal surface. It's not organic, so it's a very hard angular sharpness to it. So this might actually work okay. Put shadow on all that under there. All right. We'll be coming around. I mean, as I say, we're in the home stretch, but I started singing "We'll be coming around the mountain when she comes," which is not at all the same thing, but that's okay. All right, that works pretty well. Let me see. Do I want to do a little erase jobs? Just a little bit, maybe on the one edge. Soften the one edge, and soften these because of the light. Leave it hard on the other side, where it's closer to the darkness. I think this should be filled in here, like that, and just a little bit of light on the top. Okay. And there. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I do want to bring it to 25. Let's see. Yeah, I'll bring it down to 25, put in the highlight, see how that goes. Maybe the key is to have a stronger highlight than a stronger shadow with the mechanical synthetic material, I guess what I'm saying. All right, so we're at 7:04. This will be done in a second, and I will do one more, but I'm gonna definitely choose. You can throw new stuff out as well. I'm gonna look at what's in the old chat as well, and I'm gonna choose based on what will be quickest and easiest. So if you think you have a quick and easy idea that you want to throw out, now would be the time that it would probably get chosen. even over something I might prefer that might be more challenging or fun or whatever, just because I want to keep the party going for a little longer, but like I said, my stamina is waning. Okay, and I'll bring this down to 50. Not bad. Let me do a little erase on there. Okay, and then we'll do the blue glow. Blue glow. For this, I will make my brush about 100. Maybe go 150. And I'll bring the opacity down to 50. And then I kind of just touch it like this. Oops. Touch it like this. It's not giving me the effect I want. Let me revisit this real quick. 50. I'll make it 300. And I'll bring the opacity down to 25. There we go. Let's see. That's a little bit closer to what I was looking for. That might be too much. I'm spending too much time thinking about this. All right. I'll bring it back down and just 50, and I'll just do it by hand. Flute, 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 violin. All right. I'll bring that all down to 50. And then I'll do one more layer on top of the line layer of white to kind of give him that sort of one with everything glow that he seems to have, and just sort of, but I still have everything selected. So unselect, and I'll kind of put it on the balls, a little bit on his head, and I'll bring that all down to 50. And then one more layer on top of that, like this, to really shine it. Okay, we're shining it. Are we shining it for real? Yeah, we're really shining it. And I'll take that down to 50. All right, I think that's going to be it for our Zenyatta with the Mohawk. And let me save it as Zenhawk. Zenhawk. Coming this summer. All right, let me erase all these, and then I'll take a look at chat and see what's going on while I take a sip of water. Whoa, Diane Glitter wants to know if she can get it as a tat also. Yes, you can. All three of you can get tattoos of the punk rock Zenyatta. Samuryak, snaps. I'm totally getting it if you do as well. Diane Glitter, I've been enjoying the show. Thank you very much, Diane Glitter. You are a lovely person, and you're on the East Coast, I believe, so it's about 10 for you. So thank you for staying up. We should be done. I'm going to scroll back through and see if I can find an easy thing to do that was requested. Let's see. I know Mashdar requested a Lin Min Mei doll, which is a weird request, but I will honor it as a legitimate request. Moose Bear was another one, but that's more involved than I want to get into right now. Am I forgetting anything? If I'm forgetting something and you made a request, say it again, because I'm not seeing it. Then right now it's looking like I might do a Lin Min Mei doll, which is such a weird request. Master, I love you, but you're a weird person. All right, we're doing Lin Min Mei doll, and I will explain what that is. It's not dirty or anything like that, but let me see 1 second. I gotta get my reference up on the other screen, so excuse me while I look away. Lin Min Mei doll. Okay, so Mashidar is a fan of a show called Robotech, which is an adaptation of a Japanese show called Macross. I'm also a fan of this. And he has said before he wanted to get something from Robotech, and then last week he asked for the logo for the Defense Force, which I did not think was a very good suggestion, because it'd be like me drawing the Nike swoosh. There's no interpretation. There's nothing for me to really do. And I said, ask for a character or one of the robots or something. And so he's asking for, oh wait, what's going on? Dolly Girl, where are you from? Dragon. What? Oh, from New Jersey. Diane Glitter was answering she's from New Jersey, but first she said, I want a dragon. Where are you from, Diane Glitter? I'm from Dragon. Oh, how fancy. Yes. Haruzuki saying hello to Diane Glitter. Excellent. But so, where was I going with this? Okay, so in the show, there's a character named Lin Min Mei, and she is a singer and becomes like a celebrity. And in the show, they make little dolls of her to give away. And so his request is a drawing of the doll of the character in the show. It's very meta, very strange, but unlike the logo for the Robotech Defense Force, it is something I could actually draw, and I don't mind doing. Excuse me one second. I'm actually out of water. That was like barely a drip I got in my mouth. All right, I'm looking for reference. Pardon me. I want to find a good one where she. Oh, okay. This looks good because there's a couple different versions. Because some were toys that were made in the real world that don't look what I remember looking. Okay, This it looks like a box for a walking doll. I'm gonna copy it and show it to you. I'm not sure if this existed in reality or if this is just a thing from the show. But this is the weird little doll. It's sort of like an anime version. It's a chibi version of an anime character from the 80s. Don't see her. Okay, let's see. Diane Glitter, hello. Did you figure out how to follow yet? You can click the heart above the video. Diane Glitter says, don't see the heart. Aw, Diane Glitter's not following me. We'll figure it out later. All right, so let me get in here and get this going. I'm gonna turn this. No, actually, I could leave it. I was gonna turn the orientation, but I don't need to. 53, 90. My throat's getting dry. Floo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Open. I want to open my reference in a different window. Excuse me one second. Open link in new tab. Hi-yo. Open image in new tab. That's what I meant to do. Okay, and then I could actually zoom in a little bit better. Okay. So she's got like a round head. And she's got buns, just like RC, just like Princess Leia. Well, not exactly like them, but it's actually probably more of a traditional hairstyle in Japan, but still keeping on the theme. The theme of tonight is robots and buns. I should have drawn a robot butt chug bun for improved AI. All right, and she's got her arms. You know what? I do need to change the orientation of the image. Canvas, oops, because her arms stick straight out. So image rotation, 90 degrees clockwise, engaged. Excellent. Now I'll take this and reduce the size. Good. Boof. Okay, there we go. Because she has her arms pretty much straight out in a sort of a weird pose. But again, she's a doll, so not a dolly girl, but a doll. And then she's got little teeny feetses. And then this kind of cuts across, and she's got little anime eyebows. And bangs up here. And kind of, not ponytails, what do you call them? Pigtails? Pigtails, sort of pigtails. All right, that is the roughest rough I've done all night. So I'm going to have to do another, probably 2 passes on that. Let me switch to 50 and 75%. Oh, what's going on here? Diane Glitter thinks it's a cute little doll. It is. I agree. Erzuki, gas is out of water. Dolly girl, save him. Save me. I think I could power through the last few minutes. But I do have like 2 cups and a mug, and it's all mocking me. Uh-oh, what's going on? Thank you, Hydration Bot. What? Really? Oh, she's taking water from a jug and pouring it into my cup. I thought she's like, here's the water, and then put a piece of candy down, which is nice, and then was walking away with the water. And I'm like, I can't eat if I can't drink. Thank you very much, Erzuki. Erzuki, everybody. I'm going to drink this water. There we are. Okay, that is great. The internet, it works. It helps us. Water incoming. Twin Tails, they're called in Japan. Is that true? Or are you making a joke? Because Twin Tails is the name of a Ultraman monster. So now I'm not sure. Is the Ultraman monster named after the hairstyle, or are you being factual or goofy? I don't know. All right. Oops. That is still not small enough. Let me see. Oh, I have the wrong brush type. That's the problem. Brush type. Oops. I'm going to throw things around. Oh, I need to get a new stylus. What happened just now is there's a little button, if you can see. Well, there should be. There's a hole right there. That's like my click and double click like on a mouse. And for some reason it falls off. It should never fall off. And it clicks right back on, but it just, oh, here it is. But it clicked off and I almost lost it. And if I had lost it, it would have been like, end of the stream, can't draw. I mean, I could do paper, but I'd have to have a whole different setup. All right, got it going. So back, it's Twin Tails, yay. Diane Glitter says, yay, my hete Erzuki. And I think that was a, I think that was a typo. Erzuki, woohoo. Dolly Girl, pretty sure Twin Tails is legit. Okay, cool. Well, so they're called Twin Tails then, according to Dolly Girl, which we will believe. And I guess maybe the Ultraman Kaiju was named, I mean, it has 2, like, technically things, but maybe it was named after the hairstyle. Maybe it was like a joke, like, hey, let's call this monster Twin Tails. Whereas I always thought it was a lot more literal that that's what it was called. So I'm learning things. Learning things. All right, so there's these bangs. It looks like, I don't know, 4 little spots or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then the eyes are just sort of, I'll have to put a shine in them, but they're just sort of black button eyes. No nose, little mouth. I realize I'm getting way too big as well, but I'm going to keep going. And then this comes down into a little curve of the face. Again, this is a doll, not an actual, it's not even a chibi cartoon. It's a plaything for children and fans. She did have adult fans. She was like a pop singer, so like all the guys and girls were like, "Oh, we love you, Minmay. Oh, Minmay, I have all your dolls. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate all my fans." Like that's pretty accurate. It sounds. I mean, I was kind of goofing around, but that scene almost definitely happened verbatim in the show with similar inflection in the voice acting. So I'm just saying, I'm writing Robotech fan fiction now, and I'm gonna produce it. The commander on that show was named, I think his name was Commander Global. Hey, Airzuki, thanks for the cheers. Got some Gazbot Robot cheers coming in. 10 hot cheers. Liking my Robotech acting. Well, if you like that, you got more. I was gonna say Commander Global. He had this sort of non-specific accent, sort of like a European. Excuse me. Sort of a European accent, but like non-specific. Like the actor even said that like either he decided or whoever hired him decided that it was just, he was talking, he was like, "Oh, Lisa, you must understand that we must go and fight the Zentradi. Ah, Rick, you here?" Like I'm doing it terrible, but it's sort of like kind of German, a little bit like Dracula, like but I love it. All right, so she's got this little kimono thing coming in, and then looks like flowers. One here and one here. Doop 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 doop. I'm a flower girl. Linman May's my name. I am just a doll, but you love me the same. That's not a song she's sang. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to remember. I think she only ever sang one song. Like I don't in the Japanese one there might have been more, but in the English version, she'd like have concerts and rally people and they'd sing and like I feel like it was always just the one same song, which I now even though it's burned into my memory, I'm having trouble remembering. But it's like Starlight. Nope, that's not it. The point is, she's this super famous pop singer that had one song, or at least they only ever showed us the one song, which is probably a budgetary thing to be fair, like in real life. Let's see what's going on. Uh-oh, screen is black, cannot see art. This happened before. All right, let me save as. Thank you for telling me. I'm going to close it and reopen it. This happened to me before, and I don't know why. So let me go down here. I appreciate the heads up there, Dolly girl. Window capture. Okay. Let's I'm selecting Photoshop again. Pardon me. Is it working? I don't think it's working. I can't tell. Is it working? It happens when you untab a file. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, there we go. I think it's working. If it's not working, let me know, but it's working on my end. So let me see if I untab it here. Oh, that's so dumb. Why does it do that? That's really dumb. Okay, now I have to tab it back in. Okay, there we go. Drag the window back to the menu bar and make it a tab. A+ tech support says improved AI, and he is right. Azuki, if it happens when you untab a file. Dangler, back! Okay, so don't drag it away from being tabbed in your... Okay, so I'm not going to do that anymore, but I wish it didn't do that, because I like to untab things sometimes. Okay, so I think I got to adjust this body a little bit. I did something weird here. I think the left side is over too much, so I'm just going to do a digital fix here. There, good enough. And then I'll just quick do a little eraser right there. Yoshimitsu. Okay. Okay, everybody. Now, she has hands, but they're not real hands. They're just like little dubers, like little nubbin hands. And then same thing with the feet. She's got little binker feet. Nubbin hands and binker feet. Then a line along the bottom of the dress, which also comes up here, I suppose. It's sort of a yellow line. And I think, I'm trying to think about the proportions. Like they're doll proportions, but is her body actually that small? I might have made it a little too small. Oh, no, you know why? Because I didn't do the twin tails. The twin tails, they're actually called twin tails, thanks to the info from Dolly Girl. So this one, Sorry. I think I need to erase this because this actually comes around a little bit more like the bang is like a helmet like that. And I didn't do it. I kind of made it a separate piece. So let me just correct that like that. There, that looks better. Now it looks like she has actual hair. And this piece up here is a little weird, and this piece should be bigger. I think I already did this once, but I didn't make it big enough, so I'm going to go even bigger this time. Yes, when you need hair even bigger for your Lin May doll, come to Gazbot. He'll biggin your hair right up. All right, and so then this comes down here, doot, 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 and it connects back there somewhere. And then there's a little, like a bow. And I think I'm going to erase this layer underneath. And I'm going to take this whole thing and shrink it down just a little bit because I do think it's supposed to be a little taller. And to do that, I need more room on the bottom. So I'll leave everything up on top the same, but I'm going to grab this whole thing, make it a little bigger, but more importantly, stretch it down like that. It should look almost like a T or a cross or something. There, that's better. And then I'll just connect it up. Let's see. So don't drag it. Arizuki says, because you're sharing a window, and once you drag it, okay. That's why it happens. Tech support. Thank you. Dan Glitter, changing my tat to the little doll. No, you already said. You can't change it. The decisions you're making are binding. This is all legally binding. Although I do agree that the Lin May doll would make a lot more sense for you to get. All right. I could probably use another pass, but the night is wearing on. I'm getting hungry. My throat is dying, so I'm just going to go right into a little color phase for Mashidar's Robotech choice of the Lin May doll. Here we go, walking down the street, Lin May doll that you'd like to meet. My throat hurts. I'm going to sing some more. My throat hurts. I'm going to do voices. Guys, my throat hurts. I wouldn't doubt it if you don't believe me or you doubt my sincerity, but I'm gonna probably regret it tomorrow. But I can't help it. I hurt myself because I love you guys, and I love the sound of my own voice. Hey cha cha cha. All right, so yeah, so this week we did this on Thursday, but normally it's on Friday, the same time, 5:30 to about 7 or so. I sometimes do other streams as well where I'm just working on my own art, but the actual show where I do requests and stuff is every Friday night. So if you follow me, which doesn't cost anything, then you get the little updates and stuff. And if you want to do that, I would like it. And if you don't, that's fine too. And you could come and suggest things. You can come and lurk. You can come and just talk. You come as you are. As you were, as an old memory. That's a Nirvana song that now is stuck in all of our heads if you know it. And if you don't, you're lucky because you're safe from it being stuck in your head. All right. A little sort of almost flesh color, but like a little bit fakey because it's a doll. And then her hair is sort of a bluish purple. Again, partially because it's a cartoon and partially because, hey, anime. So I think that color looks about right. And can I fill it in? Maybe I could just fill it in with the paint bucket tool. That'd be nice. Yeah, look at that. Saving work and saving guitars. That really, that color right there is a very 80s anime color. It like something about that color of hair. It was used a lot. Like, as soon as I did it, I'm like, that's right. That's absolutely right. Let's see. Dolly Girl. The buns are Odango, like Sailor Moon's hair. The tails are the twin tails. Oh, okay. And yes, the Kaiju twin tail is named after the hairstyle. Well, look at it's like having our own little research department. Thank you, Dolly Girl. We are all learning things. Things I wanted to know. The rest of you might not want of, but whoa. Diane Glitter is now following. She found the heart. Everybody, she found the heart. There's the heart. Well, sort of. I can't make a heart. Here, like this. There's the heart. Thank you for the follow. You're going to be upgraded to a cybernetic organism, whether you like it or not, so I hope you like it. And I'll put a little bit of yellow on here. We had a bunch of subs earlier. We're ended on a follow. A lot of good requests this time. A good show. We had a good show. If I wasn't feeling so under the weather, I would go a little longer, but I need to feed food to my throat. Feed food to my throat. And then, I got to put a little pink in. I'll start with this color and then move it over to pink. Yeah, like that. For her little bow on the twin tail. And the little wrap on the, was it Odango? Is that what it's called? Odango. Odango. Hey, Odango. Look at this. All right, and then she's mostly done. Let me put a little bit of background color. Actually, no, for her, I'm not going to do background color because she's a doll. I don't know what that means. Dolls don't get background color, but I am going to duplicate this layer. Where is it? Duplicate layer. And there we go. Merge that down. All right, that's looking a little more doll-like. That's working. And I will put a little bit of shading on. even though I'm not doing a background. Okay, select inverse. Inverse that selection. That's what we've learned. I probably said that a million times, but it's one of my biggest go-to tricks. It's not a trick. A technique? Technique? Sure, why not? All right, and I'll bring that up to 50. And we'll just do a little bit of shadow on one side, I think. Very basic. And on her face. And on her odango. And her other odango. A little bit on her twin tail. And under her chin. Oops. Under her chin, not on her face. Silly, shady man. And a little bit down there. And let's see, I want to bring this down to 50. Yeah, I'll go to 25. I do that a lot. 50? Yeah, I go to 25. And I think, yeah. Oh, you know what I will do, though, is I'll put a little bit of shadow on the floor to make it clear that she's not, like, floating in the air, but actually like a toy or something for a child or a child or an adult fan. There, you heard that, right? That's my throat saying, shut up. All right, so I'm going to save that. So, yeah, I only did one sketch myself. Everything else was hot and heavy requests coming in. So thank you for that. Min May. And yeah, like I said, I do this every Friday usually, unless for some reason I have to switch it. But I do other streams as well. And I have a YouTube channel. Actually, I'll give you a quick little. I'll give myself a plug. There's my YouTube channel. I rebroadcast these there, so if you miss it, you want to see it. But I also have a lot of content. I've been on YouTube for about 2 years, so there's lots of comic book stuff. There's some videos on my trip to Japan a couple of years ago. There's toy reviews. There's vlogs and stuff. You know, I've been hitting Twitch hard now lately, but definitely was a YouTuber first and foremost originally. So now I'm kind of doing a hybrid of the two. Let me see if I missed anything in the chat here. I watch TRL when I'm working on Friday nights and it's slow at work. Helps me survive. Well, thanks. I'm sorry you won't have it tomorrow. I'm glad you were able to come today. Saying glitter, telling me to keep talking. Lulling, she's so cute. Hey, what I'm doing, and I'm reading my own chat. So we're coming to an end. I'm gonna do a raid. Let's see if there's anybody on Twitch that we could raid real quick. Excuse me. I like to raid another artist if I could, but you know, I'll raid a gamer if I have to, whatever. And when I raid, what that means is I go offline and we all go into their channel. You don't have to stay and watch them. You don't have to, you know, subscribe or anything. But even if you just give them a follow or just show up and say hi for a second, it could really make someone's night or help their channel. So let me see. Oh, Bahabug, we got a few artists that are on here. Actually, just one artist. All right, so we're gonna go to Aurelio Art is who we're going to raid. So I'm gonna set that raid up right now. Raid, and hopefully I can do it quicker than I did last time. People use weird spellings, so sometimes it's hard for me to get it right the first time. Aurelio Art. You don't have permission to perform that action. Okay. Oh, because I'm on Airzuki's channel, who's hosting my channel. Sorry. I'm the worst. I just want to help people, but I'm the worst. All right, let me try that again. I'm gonna try it again. Setting up the raid, and then I will double check chat that I'm not missing something here. Raid Ariel Ardo. Ariel Ardo? I think so. Okay, it's getting ready. It's queuing up to raid us over. Okay. Dolly Girl, have a good night. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for everybody who lurked, everybody who had a request, and let's go. Powering down.